Okay, so now let's talk about these selection tools. Right, first one over here, we're going to talk about the rectangular marquee tool. What can you do with the what can you do with the rectangular marquee tool, and how to use it? Okay, so first, when you just hover over it, this is the rectangular marquee tool. It's the rectangle tool, or the little square looking icon over here that looks like the lines are broken. We call that like a dancing ants or a dash. So once you click on it, every time you see one of these tools that has a triangle at the bottom right, that means there's an assortment of tools there. There are other tools that's available. So all you gotta do is click in there, hold it down, and then it gives you the list of all the different tools that's available within that one tool. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna grab our rectangular marquee tool, and once you come over here to your canvas, you can just select something. So if you just click and move, this thing is gonna open up and select a portion of your image. You can just, if you hold down shift, it does it proportionally. It's just selecting a part on there of your design. You can select the shoulders. You can just select any part of it. Okay, so that's your rectangular marquee tool. And if you hold down if you hold down the Alt or Option key on your keyboard, it gives you a more of a rectangle. It nice and long. You can do it anyway. You can select anything with these tools. Okay. So now, let's say, how do you get rid of this tool here? If you go to select and deselect, that allows the tool, your selection, to go away. Okay, so that's your rectangular selection tool. So then the next one here is your elliptical tool. So your elliptical tool allows you to draw circles and ovals. Okay, so I'm going to draw an oval by just clicking and moving it. I can draw an oval. Now I got an oval there. I can deselect that. And if I hold down shift, I'm going to draw a perfect circle, just proportionally moving it bigger, moving it smaller, and all that. So that by holding down shift, you can do it proportionally and draw a circle. But if you're just going to just click, you're going to do an oval. Okay, and you can do this in any direction you want. You can go up and down. You can move it anywhere you want. Okay, but if you hold down your shift key, you're going to do a circle. All right, and now with the next one here, we have our line. So it's a row tool. And what this does, once you click on there, it selects a line of pixels. Okay, so it selects a line of pixel within your design. Okay, so we talk about pixels, and what this is doing is just going to select one straight line of that pixel. All right, and then you can do it the other way. Instead of rows, you can do column, and now you have a column here that's selected that you can move around to select a section of that design. Honestly, I've never used the line or the column, the roll or the column. I usually just use the square, the rectangular one, and elliptical one. But now, what exactly can you do with that tool? What can you do with it? We say it's a selection tool, but once I select this thing here, now what? Like I've already, I already know that I can select a box. Like I know I can put a box on top of her head here, but what can I do with that? You know? So then we go into the next tool that's right next to the rectangular marquee tool is your move tool. And once you hover over this thing, it gives you the name. All right. And then once you hold it down again, it gives you another tool, which is the artboard tool. But your move tool allows you now to move a subject that in a thing that is selected. Remember, we talked about selection. If you don't select it, you cannot be affected. So if you want to do something to now your elliptical tool, so I'm just gonna go to select and deselect, or shortcut is gonna be Control D. So again, I'm just gonna take that. I'm gonna select her head over here. Boom. So now I have her head. I'm gonna switch to my move tool because now I want to move this. Like I want to be able to move this around. But first, make sure that your layer is also selected. You can't affect if it's not selected. So I want to move a picture here, but I'm not selected on that picture layer. And over here is the picture layer. I'm selected on it, and now you can see the image now have these tools or these box on the corner of it. This is called your transform box. So now you can rotate this thing if you want. Okay, so to rotate it, if you hover over a corner, let's say if I just lay on top of the box there, it's going to give me the double-sided arrows. That means I can make it bigger. I can move that way there. Or if I just hover over a corner, I get the little hook double-sided. That means I can rotate this thing. So I'm just rotating it, you know, like that. All right. But then again, with my move tool, I can move this out of the way. I can just grab it and move her from there and put her somewhere else. So let's say I want to just put her head on her shoulder here. I can just move it right there. Okay. So now that's how you move an object that is selected. So you got your rectangular marquee tool. Okay. And then by deselecting that, and then we're going to grab the other one. So let's grab a elliptical one. And I'm going to just try to put a circle over here by holding down shift, and I get a nice circle of her head, making sure that that layer is selected with her picture on there. Go back to my move tool, and now I'm able to move this again. Like now it's just a perfect circle. You can move this. You can copy this and bring it somewhere else. We can go to edit. Make sure we agree to it. We can go to edit there and cut or edit copy. And then you can bring it over in another tab. You can edit paste here. You can paste it there. Like you already selected. You can do whatever you want to do with this right now. Okay, so we're just going to jump back here. I'm going to push Control Z a few times to step backwards. And now we're just going to deselect this by hitting Control D, or just going up here to select and deselect. And I told you from the beginning, if you want to do something to a selection, you go to Select Panel. All right, so that was your rectangular marquee tool or your marquee tools, and then your move tool. All right, so we're going to jump into more selection tools in the next video.